This is state of emergency, bitches. What you want me to do? I'm sorry. I'm back. Let's go get him, Johnson.
What's good, my G? What's going on? Hey, welcome to Just Men. Yo, Q, Dante, we're just men. Man, we talk about everything: relationships, love, sex, sports, everything up under the sun. Tonight, we're reading episode 3. What's it? Double Standard? Double Standard part 2. Hey, we're gonna show you what we got. Hey, shout out to Jigga, man. You've been doing your thing for a long time. We appreciate it, bro. Yes, sir. For sure. So, all right, Dante. So, man, Big Q, what's good, bro? Very touchy kind of subject. Touchy? Touchy. Like touchy feely, or like we talking about like warm and fuzzy, or we talking about like we talking touchy feely, like, you know, some people might be rubbed the wrong way. Maybe rubbed the wrong way. Oh shit! I'm excited then. Hey, let's do it. It's the real. It's just our opinion, based off of experiences, how we feel, what we see, the way we interpret information, the way we process that. Absolutely. So, as far as that viral video, with double standards, the original video, now, you know, bring that up for the people. I mean, yeah. So, all right. So the video we brought up last week was a video where a black man and a black woman were online, and they were carrying on a pretty interesting, pretty casual relationship online. They have not met each other in person, but they had developed, some sort of feelings for each other, to the point where, hey, she and he were agreeing to meet each other in person at a public place. Problem is, she decided she wanted to change the game a little bit once she found out, hey, he's black. Are you black? I'm black. I mean, I don't know if you guys knew this, but I'm black. And guess what? So is she. Listen, I don't discriminate. I love women. Love them. Black, white, Puerto Rican, Asian, Thai, purple. Honestly, if I'm attracted to you, hell, I'm attracted to you. It doesn't really matter. Right. But for this woman in particular, she decided to let this man know, after weeks of chatting and emailing, she's not into black men, and she's black. But the tables turned when he let his friend and colleague know about the situation with white man. The white man decided, hey, I'm going to message her in the stead of this black man, and try to give her a little bit of a dose of her own medicine. And how did it turn out? Well, bro, it didn't really turn out favorably in her part. Not in her part, no. But it was a double standard. It was a double standard. Seriously. Okay. So listen. So they show up to the date. She agrees to it. Public place. White guy. Right? Right. And they meet each other. Obviously, she's beautiful. She has body. She has the hair. She has everyone. She's done up from the nine, bro. Like the perfect first date woman that you would, honestly. Okay. And listen, he's a 30, 40-year-old man, white guy. Why would you not want to rock with him, right? He drops a bomb on her. Guess what he says? Let me guess. I don't date black women. That's exactly it. He doesn't date black women. And her response is priceless. He says, well, I don't date black women. And she's like, do you know how racist you sound right now? Time out. Flag on the play. Do you remember what she said to the brother? Now, we did say she's black, right? Yeah. The guy she was originally going to go out with is black, right? She said to the brother, I don't date black men. Blasphemy. Now the white guy says, I don't date black women. All of a sudden he sounds racist. So, double standard. Now the guy, originally he's like, it's just a preference. Same thing that she said. So the guy pops out of the bushes and says, hey, it doesn't really feel good to be on the other side of the fence, right? And she's like, you're a creep, yada yada yada. It's just a preference. And everybody, on Facebook, and we put this out there like, yo, it's just a preference. No, it's not just a preference. Would you agree?
I agree. Let's first of all, what is a preference? A preference would be,
Let me know.
hey, if a woman were choosing between me and you, I'm fat.
Come on, bro.
You're more in shape than I am. You're a little taller than I am.
I just do a couple more push-ups. That's all.
I'm short.
I mean, it's
So I'm a little darker than you.
You are a little darker than mine.
That would be a preference.
He's
like,
a little
hey,
darker.
I prefer him because he's shorter, or he's short and fat, or he's a little darker, or I prefer him because he's taller, he's more light skinned, he's more in shape. Those are preferences.
I mean, yeah, but you're a handsome man, man. We both got beards. We both got jobs. We both got cars. We both were respectful.
Mm-hmm.
We both have a good foundation. We both treat women right. Yo, bro, there's no reason for me to think that you couldn't have any woman that you wanted.
I got the woman that I want.
My G, my G. But just to be honest, like again, it's double standard. All of a sudden, it's racist when the white man says, "Hey, I don't date a particular race of person," but when she says it to her own brother,
it wasn't racist.
It's not racist.
So the question I have, and I'm sure you have this too, just want to gain understanding.
Let's see if we're on the same page.
Why you a black woman, black queen, and you don't date a brother who's a black king? So why are kings and queens not dating each other?
Bro, did you know? All right, so I watch a lot, okay, I won't say a lot, but there's a couple of reality shows out there that I watch, And did you know, I've spoken to a number of these directors, and they actually tell me there's a shortage of black men who are willing to date a black woman. Now, that perplexes me. And that brings me to my next point.
Repeat that one more time.
Listen, there's a shortage. Now, okay, all right, so the other day, I read online, and there's this study, I don't know where it came from, but there's a study that says in Atlanta, Georgia, there's a 36 to 1 ratio of single women to men in Atlanta, Georgia. So which means is for every man, there's 36 women. Now, it didn't break it down to single women. I apologize if I said that. It didn't break it down to single women and gay women or whatever. It simply said for every man in Atlanta, Georgia, there's 36 women to every man. Now, of course, that doesn't necessarily break it down to gay men as well. Right. But what I'm simply saying to you is, per capita, there's a ton of eligible, beautiful black women ready and willing to go ahead and rock with a black man like myself, like yourself. Now, we're taken, of course.
Right.
But simply saying, there's good men out here, ladies. And I don't understand. Listen, I don't differentiate. I don't discriminate. But why are you not rocking with the brothers and men? How you not rocking? Listen, I want to bring up, there's a photographer out there. His IG is Black Mayhem. Black Mayhem _ on IG, and me and him, we've been kind of Instagram friends for a long time. He takes some photographs of some absolutely stunning women, and I'm just gonna let you know, my preference is black women. Now, would I discriminate if an Asian woman treated me great and the relationship worked well? Would I discriminate and say no? No. If an Indian woman that I met if she was the one, would I say no? No. But you mean to tell me that this wonderful, I don't know if you can see it too well, Black and Mayhem _ on IG, you mean to tell me you want to turn her down? I mean, like I said, I don't know if you can see it too well, but I'm sorry. When I look at his photography and the woman who choose to pose for him, turning her down is the last thing I'm thinking about. Am I right, bro? I mean, I'm just saying. Definitely. And I love my fiance, baby. I love you. But bro, come on, I don't understand it. I don't get this.
Well, we did have a subscriber.
Okay, what's up?
Drop a comment.
Okay.
She actually helped spark my thought process.
Okay.
And caused me to dig more into this. But her comment was, why our black kings and queens do not date each other, and this is just her opinion.
Okay.
First off, Black women over many years and generations are perceived to be angry and have the worst attitude problems. This dates back many years ago. After all, black women had to see their kings endure a lot from slave masters and other white people. Being taken and sold away from their families, just to name one. Over time, the hurt and anger they had towards the oppressor manifested into them hating and blaming our black men for not trying to fight.
Wow.
Today, black women show the same attitudes and emotions to black men. You hear things like all black men are the same, men ain't shit, and things of that sort.
Wow. Yes, I hear that on daily. Okay, I hear that on a daily basis.
Okay. 2, black men always say they don't have time to deal with the attitude of us black women. The same criticism that the black men receive about being in a relationship with a black woman, we also receive to an extent. We're constantly criticized on if we want to wear weave or not, our body shapes, why do you have a bad attitude, etc., etc. And the majority of this I see coming from black men, and that is unfortunate.
Okay.
It is like they can't mold us into their dream woman. They don't want us. They don't want a woman with any type of attitude. All they want is a yes type of woman. And however, all of this is just what I see and perceive. So, shout out to that subscriber.
What's her name anyway?
Michaela Washington.
Michaela Washington. Thank you for writing in.
Thank you.
We really appreciate your feedback.
Now,
do you want a yes type woman?
You said, do I want what?
A yes, like a yes woman. Like
I want.
Baby, you gonna subscribe and submit to everything I say because I'm the man. You want that?
No.
Okay.
I want.
Right. I just want to double check because I don't want that either.
Right. But we'll say that for another day. But so what I took from that and did my own digging.
Okay.
I came up with 3 words.
Oh Lord.
Psyche. Referring to psychological, the mental, the way you think about things. Perception, the way you process the information, and
psyche, perception,
and repetition.
Wow.
Okay.
Repetition. Okay, break that down for me.
Okay, psyche. So, like Michaela said, as far as going back to slavery, you think about you have if you're a black queen, a black woman, you had this black man that has been held to this standard, protected you. It was a king, warrior, all of this. Comes over here, and the whole job of that white man or that slave master was to break his mentality, right? So you had your king, you seen your king go from being basically brutalized, being broken down, his mental being broken down, his body physically broken, spirit broken. You seen all these things. Not to mention what the black woman had to endure herself as far as being raped.
Right.
All of those type of things, the tortures, the torments of, that type of stuff.
Right.
So you take the black woman's psyche from seeing a king being broken down and going through all this stuff, not to mention her own issues with, her being raped and tortured and all of this, as that king did not fight for her. You should have died trying to defend me.
Wow. Okay.
So to me, that's where the whole men ain't shit and all that comes from. So that's the psychological part of it.
Okay.
Then I said perception. Okay, because of that very same thing, it changed the perception of the way that the black woman seen the black man.
Now, do you think that other cultures, and this is just me, when you say fought and died, I think of martyrs. A lot of men and women fought, just like the military, they fight and they die for their cause. Are you saying that back in the day that there were probably a good number of black men and women who just gave in to the mindset that they were slaves as opposed to fighting for it?
Of course. Of course. You can take that back to Willie Lynch and the Willie Lynch letter and what they did as far as taking that black woman, you know what I'm saying, and basically making her watch the brutal physical breakdown of the black man, what that did was that changed her psyche. She feared for his life. So when she had a son, her whole thing was to protect her son. So what?
Wow.
Hey, you gonna do what master say.
Wow.
You gonna do this. So internally, it made the woman. It took the physical strength of a man. Yeah, he was still physically strong, but mentally he was weak.
Wow.
For the woman, she wasn't physically strong, but she had to be mentally strong. So it changed everything. It changed the perception of everything.
All right, so the first two things, psyche and what was the other one? Perception. So the psyche was, all right, everybody else, especially the white man, or they call it, early settlers,
right,
break down early cultures. Let's get them to succumb to our wants, desires, and needs. Mm. Second, let's what's the second one?
That changed the perception.
Perception. So while they were breaking down the psyche of the black man and other cultures as well, not just the black man, while they were breaking us down, the people that were watching was our wives and our children. It was breaking into their perception that we were weak and they were unwilling to fight. And the third one is
repetition.
Okay.
Repetition. Think about
this
society.
This is deep. Yeah. I didn't think of it this way. This is deep.
Think about society. You think so? Like Michaela said, as far as black women being always angry and having attitudes. Well, when you be mad as hell all the time, if the things you've had to deal with over a period of time was generationally handed down mentally, you think about the white psyche and go back to just after we were free, the 13th Amendment, that how they portrayed the black man to be. And what that did to the white psyche. And you still see that a lot today, as far as, a white lady could be in her car and you could be walking down the street and you'll hear the door lock.
Wow. You're right.
They portrayed us as to be predators, like we were going to harm them. We were going to, so, but anyway, that's a whole nother topic. But think about in society today, as far as you look at movies, and it's not a shot at Tyler Perry, but you think about Diary of a Mad Black Woman. So you look at a lot of these characters that women play angry, yelling.
I mean, even the perfect man, she thinks, okay, my husband is one way, but I meet this perfect guy seemingly, and all of a sudden it turns out to be a psychopath. So that makes sense.
But just the role, that TV plays, you see the way that black women are portrayed to be angry, or have attitude, or I ain't taking shit from nobody. So when you look at that and you think about, okay, you're growing up, you're 8, you're 9 years old, and you watch a movie like that. I don't. Then in society, it's other, or you'll see a group of. I went to a very diverse high school, so you're a group of black people together or whatever. You know how we get rowdy, we get we a little loud, all that. Well, you gotta think, if you're kind of wavering, that line or whatever. Well, I don't want to deal with that. I can go, it's not a shot, it's not about racism or anything, but I can go be with Becky, and Becky's not gonna give me the attitude that Tanisha gave me. You know what I'm saying? So Becky a little easier to deal with than Tanisha. So I'm gonna go deal with Becky. Now, if Becky make you happy, cool. Do you? No shots, no shade thrown, nothing. The point being, it takes a strong individual to deal with a black woman.
But at the same time, it takes a strong individual to be in a relationship, period, right?
Definitely. So it's not to make it about race or make it about gender, but just when you really look at it in the the fashion and, you know, how I kind of look at it, like, okay, well, let's go all the way back and think about how we was treated, you know, how our ancestors was treated, what they had to deal with. Then you look at that generationally, how that is passed down. Then you look at how we're portrayed in movies. Hell, you think about it, you see a lot of roles with black men not being shit. You cheating.
Yeah.
You're a drug dealer, you're a gang banger.
Yeah.
You know, that's how we're portrayed. So
basically, black women as long as we can remember, even in Hollywood, they've seen us fight and lose.
Yeah.
Isn't it time for them to get into their psyche and the perception we fight?
Yeah,
and
but
win?
it's hard when
can we fight and win?
If we can do anything, if we unify.
First of all, that's a whole nother episode.
Right.
Can we fight and win?
I think so.
Are you think that black women are ready to see that? You think that's what they're waiting for the potential that we have to be realized? And maybe because we're so used to they're so used to not seeing us realize that potential, that they're saying, you know what? I'm going to go where the statistics and the numbers go, where other cultures, they actually realize the potential, versus the black man who has all the potential in the world, but never, majority of the time, realize that potential. Is that something that you think?
Well, first I'm gonna say it's hard when you gotta look at just looking at it from today's point. If you're a little girl nowadays, you don't have a two-parent. In most cases, you don't have a two-parent household.
Mm-hmm.
You have a single mother that's raising a kid or 2 kids or 3 kids.
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes, not all, but in some cases, you have that. Well, your daddy ain't shit. Men ain't shit. So if you're a little girl and you constantly grow up, you see the way we portray in movies. You see what these rappers talk about. You see, then not to mention the person that you trust the most, your mother, is there. Men ain't shit. Black men ain't shit. Whatever, like, that's going to be your attitude. So you're not even going to be open because you're not going to be open-minded because you're going into a relationship. Man, this dude just tried to holler at me. He ain't shit. Why? You ain't even gave the man a shot. You don't know what he about. But that's just the things that we have to deal with. And black men and black women are equally guilty because we don't put enough faith into each other. And I'm going to sum that up by saying, you know why black love is so powerful? Because you don't see it a lot. You think about why everybody fell in love with the Obamas. Like, that's deep. You had an educated black man who articulated his words well, who can stand in front of people and talk, but not being intimidated by
his family.
Right. You got an educated black woman, just as articulate, who was about her business, and Michelle Obama tried to get things done, do things the right way. They raised their kids to be the same way. Mm-hmm. So when you look at them as a family, it's like, as a black person, you like, man,
I want to be like them.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, Dwayne Wade. Man, the guy married Gabrielle Union. They got his kids. They take care of his kids.
Yeah, I don't know if we want to go with Dwayne Wade, because let's be real. He did last year he had a little situation where he has a little infidelity.
Yeah.
And Gabrielle Union is fine.
Yeah.
F-O-I-N-E.
But
fine. I've actually met her inadvertently. Gabrielle, you don't know this, but we met before. You might not remember, but we met on West Peachtree Street. Just saying.
Hey, I ain't gonna get Dwayne Wade off your head now.
No, I'm just saying we met before. I'm not saying we did anything or talked about nothing, but we met before.
But just I mentioned him. And I was gonna go into with LeBron. You've never really seen anything about LeBron cheating on his wife. They're both awesome dads. They're very involved in their children's lives. You know what I'm saying? You look at actors like what's his name? Omar Epps. You know what I'm saying? And how he's been married to his wife. They got kids. You never really heard nothing about Omar Epps. But just that picture, that perfect family picture. Black man, black woman, husband and wife, kids. Like, that is beautiful. And it's so powerful because we don't see it all the time. You turn on commercials and they try, you know, but it's normally some little light-skinned family. And I'm not taking shots and saying light skin, dark skin. I was gonna say, because you know I'm light skin, bro. You see what a brother, you see the caramel that the brother's working with. But you know, I'm just saying, as far as like, you know, when have you really turned multiple channels and really seen like a good, solid, healthy black family? You don't see it a lot.
Well, look. Shout out to Bernie Mac finally getting a star on the Hollywood Square. Well deserved. At the end of the day, we are black men. We are engaged to black queens. Mm-hmm. And not that we discriminate against any race.
Not at all.
Let's not differentiate or preference an entire race. Mm. If we're going to have a preference, individuals is fine. Place, things, fine. But it's hate when you decide, I'm not going to date my entire race, and I am that particular race. Mm. From a Jew, I'm not going to date a Jew. From a Irish, I'm not going to date an Irish. From a white, I'm not going to date a white. It's just not okay. And I would honestly beg you to think about that when you decide that you want to let that come out of your mind or think about that in your head. Listen, I just want to add one more thing.
Yeah. You know, some people, if you have your reasons for doing what you do. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? If you really rationalized and thought about it, you know, you have your reasons for not, you know. So I could definitely understand, like, oh, if you're a black woman, well, I don't, you know, date black men because of, you know, I had an experience that, you know, has really damaged me or something like that. Like, you have your reasons for doing what you do. But if you just blatantly I don't date just because I don't date these particular people, you're wrong. In my humblest opinion, I think that you're wrong.
Hey, listen, I'm Dante.
I'm Q.
We're just men. We talking about some important things here. And listen, you can find me on AVP Atlanta at IG.com or Real Dante Harris on Facebook.com.
You can find me on IG at AOQ, AYEYO_Q. Or you can find me on Facebook at Queen Big Q Cobra.
Hey, listen. Thank you for coming out. This episode, it's our third installment episode. Double Standards Part 2. Thank you for tuning in. Subscribe, like, comment. If you have any questions or comments for us, listen, we're gonna read it. Thank you again from Michaela for reaching out and actually commenting and adding to our discussion here. We want to make sure that our black kings and queens are meeting, loving, and giving each other a chance to secure our future and to really come together as a people. So thank you so much.
So let's get a shot for love.
Shot for love. Shot for black women.
Shot for love. Shot for black love.
I love me some black women. All right. I'm just saying.
We out.
We'll see you next time.